Hey everybody, thought I'd do a quick video. Baxter and I, we asking for everybody to say a prayer for my daughter Alex. She's having some mental health issues, and just ask that y'all pray for her. We're we're waiting on an overnight stay and an evaluation to see how things are. She's my oldest daughter, and she still lives with us, and it's been an ongoing situation for a few years now, and she was having some trouble at work, and she didn't handle it well, and so just ask y'all say prayers for her, please. We me and the wife were just talking about the jab and everything that's going on here in our area. Hey, what's up, Joel? Hey, Stu. And it's strange because what she's observing with them, and she said that they purposely at the hospital back, I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, there was a Pat Green concert, and she said that they started tracking from the day of that concert, and it took 10 days from the time that concert was over till they started seeing the spike. And thought that was weird, because Pat Green didn't have a concert in Abilene, where he came from, and they're seeing a similar thing in other communities. And as far as she knows, it's the majority are not elderly, and she's pretty sure, not 100%, but she's pretty sure most of them, from what she understands, haven't had the jab. And so that's fitting the narrative real well on the other side. Red states, spikes, unvaccinated. We told you so. Can y'all hear it? We told you so. And I told her, I'm worried about her, because her boss announced that it would be mandatory at that hospital. And I'll be honest, I started crying. Told her, I don't want you to take the second one. Please don't. She was like, I got to. And, I said, well, honestly, I told her, I said, well, you don't have to. I said, we can sell everything, man. We can sell everything, and we can book. We don't have to stay here. You don't have to do that. And she says, well, from what we're seeing, every hospital around the country, or at least that she knows of, is going for mandate for all their employees. And I told her, I said, what would stop that? And it tracks. It's tracks. And I asked her, what would you do if your whole night shift, every nurse, no matter what department, your whole night shift said, no, we're not going to do it? You going to fire all them? You going to put all those lives in jeopardy? You wouldn't do that. Till people say no, it's going to be a go. And I understand. So what would you do? What are you going to do if all those nurses that you already know don't want it? Hey, bud, what's up on Earth? What would you do? She's like, well, what was that hospital's name? Oh, gosh. What was that hospital's name? I always forget it. Where is it? It's on Memorial Hermann. Well, Baptist hospital she's at used to be Memorial Hermann. until Memorial Hermann fired a bunch of nurses, a bunch of staff in one big swath. And they didn't make it. They didn't make it. And so now it's Baptist. And they're fixing to do the same thing. I told her, I honestly, baby, you going to fire all those people? You going to all your good nurses? You know, your supervisors, the ones that say no, what are you going to do? You're going to fire them, huh? She didn't say anything. She just sit there looking at me. And I said, well, I said, if I was you and the CEO says they get it or they're fired, I'd just tell him, okay, you fire them. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. They're sovereign human beings. They can make their own decisions. They're grown adults. You know? And we have people that, you know, there's people that work at hospitals every day. They get sick and come down with different diseases, and some of them die. Some of them have to take long and extended leaves of absence. Some of them miss a few days of work. Nobody cares. You know? They don't care. But you don't take this vaccine, you're gone. Amen, Stu. You know, and I told her, I said, I know you don't believe this. I said, but I was born at this time for a reason. And I truly believe my medical career gave me the insight and the understanding to get my mind wrapped around what's going on. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I am not impressed. Baxter, she's taking everybody outside. You gonna go? Baxter. Go outside, Baxter.
Come on, Seven.
But sorry, while I was putting all the dogs out. Go. Go outside. Baxter's in here, dear. He's gone live with me. He's fine. But what was I saying? Oh, I told her, you know, being born at this time, I said, I really feel like I have to say something. I can't be in that middle road. I told her, I said, you know, as a boss in your position, ideally for all your employees, you want to be middle of the road. You want to be able to see both sides of the fence. You want to be able to understand both sides. I get that. I said, but, you know, the Bible says, worst thing you can do is be lukewarm. You got to be hot or cold. Lukewarm don't get it. Lukewarm just doesn't get it. And I think that struck a little chord with her. The look on her face when I said that. And she was like, yes, for my nurses, I have to. And I said, I understand that in that aspect of your job, when you're dealing with this, that's true. I said, but the worst thing is you won't make a stand. You won't stand. You keep, you know, you agree with me on a lot of things. The difference in us, I'll make a stand. I'll say no. She won't. I told her, and they know that. They know that. They know too many people won't jeopardize that job. They just won't. You know, and the bad thing for my daughter is she had just got health insurance. She's 26. She just got some health insurance, and probably going to lose that job. And she's got several health issues that she sees a couple of different doctors for. And she takes several medications. So when she loses that insurance, I ain't got $3,000 a month to spend on her for health care. And even if I have it, I'm my job now. Am I wrong? Am I too callous? You know, my wife says when I have discussions with her or my daughter, that it feels like they're being lectured to. And that's because you are. It's because you don't understand what's going on. So I give you the information, And as you receive it, feels a lot like a lecture. Feels a lot like it. Because I hit points, scientific points, and I build the case and I present it to you at the end and go, what do you think? And I guess some people don't like it. Don't like it that way. And I'm guilty when they say something silly, like, I don't know, the jab is safe. Oh, I go off. I'm like, what? I saw the stats today. I watched a video today, a professor telling his class about his class, and you're not going to have to wear a mask, and just giving his stance. I think Ellen might have showed it. I sent it to him. He said he was going to show it. And throughout his talk, he shows the numbers. He writes the numbers down. He has them up there. The deaths, the injuries, all these things. He's laying it out. And 2 or 3 people get up and leave the class. And at the beginning, he's told them, you chose face-to-face classroom, and then here you don't have to wear your mask. This is him. He's just laying it out for them. And as he goes deeper, people get up. And I think throughout the video, 4 people got up and left. And that's what we're dealing with. You can give people all the facts you want. That doesn't mean number 1, they're going to listen. Number 2, they're going to believe. And number 3, they're going to act on it. The cognitive dissonance, the programming is so good. Wow, that's a good program. Really good program. I have no problem with those who are completely programmed to do what they need. Do it for them. And y'all are seeing all the corporate backing they're getting. Gog and Magog, guys. Money and technology. Nanoparticles. I don't know. It just seems all too convenient, all coming together at this time. And we've been promised by leaders across the flat earth, if we don't do this, a lot of people are going to die. That almost sounds like a threat. Like the cop telling you, don't resist or I'm going to tase you. Same difference here. Yeah, to be honest, let's call it what it is. It's coercion. It's threats, fear porn. You get it all, baby. We get it all here in America. And I told my wife, she said, I know you're upset about this. I know you're mad. And I said, well, what most people don't understand is first, when I started learning everything, first reaction was I was mad at my grandparents. I was like, come on. You people were there. But when you think and I see where they were dirt farmers, they lived out in the country. They rarely went into a town. They didn't read newspapers, no TV, no radio for a long time. For a long time. There's 9 kids in my dad's family, and he's the 4th oldest, and 6 of the 9 were born at home. Right? Me and Al were talking about this the other day. None of them were circumcised. They were born at home. So I thought, okay, not their fault. But my parents, definitely on them, because they're Christian conservatives and they seen it their whole life. And they were some of the same people that they had the joke about the crooked lawyer, the crooked politician, the crooked doctor. They all had the jokes. It was all a joke, but it was true. But they just let it be a joke instead of doing something about it. Instead of saying no, they went, that's a good joke. That's good. I like that. And moved on. And they kept thinking that voting for that dude, man, that he cares about me and my family, I'm going to vote for it, man. And life's going to get better, because it did. And it didn't. And they got pissed. And they voted in a Republican. And they got happy. And then they got a Democrat. And they got pissed. They got a Republican, they got happy, and then they got pissed. And they got happy, and they got pissed. And they confused my parents so much. My parents didn't know up from down. Hey, Scotty, what's up, shot? You know what I'm saying? Your parents, a lot of y'all's probably the same way. They didn't know up from down. They believed everything the government told them. They watched the news with Tom Brokaw and all those other guys, and they believed. And then when they heard people saying, whoa, man, they hurt people in that Tuskegee experiment deal, they went, what? Why would they do that? Oh, that doesn't sound right. And then they're like, hey, man, Korea? That was a scam. What? I had an uncle in Korea. Crashed in a helicopter and lived. That didn't happen much in a helicopter. But, I had uncles in Vietnam. Y'all know where I'm going with this. It's just one after the other. They let it happen and didn't do anything about it. And now look at this heap of shit we got to deal with. I mean, God. Oh, so much for freedom. So much for what? What'd Superman say? Truth, justice, and the American way? Is it? Is it? Because I guess, did I read correctly that in the newest Superman stuff, he doesn't say that anymore. He doesn't say that. I can't remember what it was he said, but he doesn't, the new Superman comics, he doesn't say he fights for truth, justice, and the American way. Which is probably best, because that doesn't exist, man. The American way, what is it? Anybody got a definition? What is the American way? Lie, cheat, steal, kill? Or nurture, prosper, encourage, and incentivize? Which one is it? I don't think it's the latter. Truth is a fantasy anymore. Truth is what you get when you look in the mirror. That's about it. Everywhere else, you can't trust what you're seeing. No truth out there. And if we, as a community, Christians, if we don't start saying no, it's coming down around us, guys. It's coming down around us. That was one of the things the guy said in the professor in the video. He says, you know what it takes to stop this? Say no. Everybody say no. It's done. It's over. It's gone. Just say no. I've said it before. What happens at Walmart if the day shift doesn't show up? 50, 100 workers just don't show up. What does Walmart do? They can't function. They ain't got anybody with a little card to come clear the self-checkout deal for you. They ain't going to have anybody to restock the shelves. I hear you, Seven. Hi, Sugar. She just needed him. Hi, Chevy. But, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to restock? Who's going to cut the beef? Who's going to package? Who's going to be at customer service? Nobody. All it take 1 or 2 days, something like that. Things would change, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, guys. Not going to happen. Gog and Magog. It's all around us. Money and technology. And the jab is technology. It's like no technology ever before. First of its kind. Generation of guinea pigs. Generation of guinea pigs. Think about it. GMO foods, high corn fructose syrup, or high fructose corn syrup, is that what you say it? I mean, just you go down the line. Pharmaceuticals, nanoparticulates. Right, Scotty. Now the weak, those people, the cognitive dissidents, the programming, And Alan, I think he went over it, is going to go over it, Stockholm Syndrome. I think these people more fall into the category of Stockholm Syndrome, you know, because they're identifying with the people, the entity they know is an oppressor. Hey, y'all, what's up, buddy? Hello? What's my wife doing in there? Dear. Hold on. She's in there with a drill trying to take something out of the wall. Hold on. What? You scared us all. She had my impact in there, and you know, women just aren't hardened. My wife's not hard enough to push in, you know, on a Phillips head. So when I'm done, I'll go do it. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, the cognitive dissonance, I don't really think covers it, because people with cognitive dissonance aren't prone to accepted injury, but you might can fool them about a globe, but excuse me, but Stockholm Syndrome covers the area way better, that they're willing to take in substances because the oppressor tells them either they have to or it's going to help them, and they're on board, man. Yeah, I've got Scotty, I've got a DeWalt impact, and I've got a Craftsman impact, and I've got a Makita. I've had that Makita a long time. Hey, Fred. The government has Munchausen's. I mean, yeah, that's a good one. I hadn't thought of it that way. No joke, man. They love us so much, they're going to kill us. I love it, man. I went to the vape store today and got me some CBD because I'm out of WEED. And so I got me some CBD, a vape pen, and I got some flour to put in my one hitter. Alan had never seen flour in hemp with the 0.3% THC in it. Need to listen to Muse All. What do you mean by that, Stewie? Need to listen to Muse Y'all. Yeah, CBD is good for your skin. It is. It's very good. And they make some tinctures. This store I went into, tinctures are really good medicine. Yeah, Scotty, tinctures are really good medicine. If you got the cream, I don't know if you ever tried a tincture, but a tincture, you just have to take a little drop, put a couple of drops in some water, a couple of drops under your tongue. And yeah, peppermint and menthol, they have a good cooling, soothing effect for joint pain, arthritis. But yeah, the Stockholm Syndrome Muse, look it up. Stockholm Syndrome Muse, as in you're my muse? Are you misspelling something, Stewie? Stockholm Syndrome Muse, look it up. Okay, I'll do that. Or you could just tell me, Stu. I mean, there's that. You could just hit those keys and say, that's what it is. But I'll look it up. The Band. It's a song by The Band. I mean, the group, The Band, because I know The Band. You're confusing me, Stu. Spit it out, son. Spit it out. You've taken 1, 2, 3, and you're fixing to do 4 little sentences, and I still don't understand. Yeah, colloidal silver, real good, Scotty, for infection. No joke. It's a song by Muse. Okay, now I understand. Thanks, Stu. Thanks, I appreciate that. Understood. But you're not a doctor? Would you play one on TV? Yeah, you play one on TV. Yeah, well, Scotty, you have seen what happened to my channel when you just sit there and tell them I was in the hospital this weekend and this is what happened to me, and they go, medical misinformation. That did not happen to you. You do not know those things. What'd you learn about for solar 20 years ago, 1999? I don't understand, y'all. I'm not real smart, guys. Just shorthand over here in the chat. Got my small mind mixed. My bad. But please, everybody, prayer for Alex. Keep her in your prayers. She's struggling with some things right now. Okay, yeah, there you go. Learned about colloidal silver in 99. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, doctors anymore, and speaking of doctors, my daughter, I'd ask her the other day. She says, "Yeah, we're going to try this new medication and all this." And I said, "Well, and all these doctors you've gone to, has one of them ever asked you to even just write down what you eat on a daily basis, or have you go home and track for a week everything you eat, and then evaluate it and go, well, okay, let's do this with your diet?" No, not one of them. And she's overweight. She even had a gastric bypass surgery, and the follow-up was nothing. They just sent her home and gave her a piece of paper, that said, how much to eat each time, quarter of a cup or something, right? And that didn't take her long, 3 months, 4 months, even that, not even that, I don't think. And she was back to normal eating habits. And in her follow-ups, doctors never did nothing. So I begged her not to do it. She did it. But not a single doctor, one, has said, let's start with your diet. Not one. And she's told me, Alan's heard her before. I've told her about, well, your diet is pretty piss poor. And she says, no, it's not. I eat good. And Alan's seen her walk in many days, Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever, and I'm making food. I'm making chicken and rice and, vegetables, and she don't want that. She brought home her Whataburger. And so she didn't like that I said, what about your diet? Because I've been trying to get our diet better as a family. I do all the cooking, and so I'm trying to cook healthier. And about half the time, she doesn't eat what I cook. She'll eat a bowl of cereal, and then she'll eat some frozen dinner or something. It's terrible. But I digress. It's killing me. It's killing me. I love her and I pray for her. I only want her happiness. That's all I ever want. My children to be happy and healthy. Lead happy, productive lives. Be content. My youngest daughter, Madison, she's pretty content. Alex, just not found her way in the world yet, guys. Y'all probably all know somebody like that. Just not finding their way. And she's my burden. I will bear that. The Lord gave her to me to protect, watch over. I'm going to do my best. I've been doing my best. Alan and I have talked before. His kids We raised them the same. All was great. So a point where it wasn't. Can't explain it. My kids both raised same place. Went opposite directions, opposite people completely. People are going to be who they are. But it doesn't mean they have to make poor decisions, right? And that's really what it comes down to. You can be born into abject poverty. But you only stay there because you choose to, I believe. It's your choice if you really want out. But that's a whole nother subject. So I'm going to wrap this up. Wife's still in there messing around, so I better go take over. I love you all. Discernment, good vibrations. Prayers for Alex, please. Love you all. Good night.